Morning everybody, it's Eric from epautos.com, your libertarian car guy, and I'm doing a walk around here of this 2015 Toyota Prius hatchback sedan. Those of you who are Prius people will know that this is the final year of the third generation Prius, and is it Prius or is it Prius? Tomato or tomato? Well, anyhow, next model year actually, during calendar year 2015, they're going to bring out an entirely new fourth generation 2016 Prius, and the rumor mill has it that it's going to get significantly better gas mileage, which is of course expected, but it may also look more conventional. One of the things about the Prius, for good or for bad, is that it's very distinctively a Prius, in the same way that a Pacer was a Pacer. Not that there's anything wrong with it. A lot of people buy hybrids specifically because they want other people to know that they have a hybrid. And this car very much looks like a hybrid. It's a very distinctive car. Even people who are not car people know the Prius. And that's one of the reasons for its tremendous success. Other manufacturers, of course, sell hybrids, but they've not been nearly as successful as this model. And beyond the looks, also one other factor is that the Prius is a dedicated hybrid. It's not based on a conventional car that's then been modified with a hybrid drivetrain. For example, the Camry hybrid is based on the regular Camry, and it's the same basic body, and they've just added the hybrid drivetrain to it. And most of the other hybrids on the market are the same way. This one is dedicated and specifically hybrid. And in addition to its unique exterior, of course, it's got a rather unique interior with the kind of Battlestar Galactica-esque Buck Rogers electronic array. Let's get in here and take a look. One thing you can see here is this floating console, and it's got this toggle style shifter. When you turn the car on, at first, you'll hear nothing. The gas engine is not operating, so it's on, but you don't hear anything. Unless you put it in reverse, and then you'll hear the safety buzzer. Safety, 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 which drives me out of my gourd. I do not like that. Let me go ahead and get going here. You can hear this obnoxious sound that just keeps going and going. And the reason for that, they tell you, is because the Prius is quiet, being a hybrid, meaning it can run on electricity and battery power, and so there's no noise of a gas engine as you're backing up. So they make this buzzer so people will know you're backing up, except it's inside the car, and it makes a real racket, and it's ultra obnoxious. It goes away when you put it in drive. Anyway, that's one of the very, very few things, objectively, that I don't particularly like about the Prius. Let's go back to some of the hybrid-specific details. If you look up here at the dash, I don't know if you can see it, there is a little LCD monitor display that shows you the power flow from the battery to the electric motors to the gasoline engine, and that changes as you drive. The Prius can operate for about a mile or so on purely electricity on the batteries and the electric motors until the batteries deplete, and then of course the gas engine kicks on. And the way the hybrid saves you money is by cycling the gas engine on and off. It will typically shut itself off when you come to a stop at a traffic light, for example, or when you're just idling the car. The gas mileage on this is as advertised. It's actually very, very good. It's actually better than advertised. At least I found that to be the case in my experience driving the Prius, and I've driven Priuses for years now. With one qualification: in low-speed city-type driving, you can easily exceed the 50-something mile per gallon rating that the EPA gives this thing, because it maximizes the hybrid powertrain's efficiency by letting you operate with the gas engine off for a great portion of the time. On the other hand, when you're out on the highway running around, the little gas engine is on almost all the time. The engine is working to keep the car going and to serve as a generator, providing the juice for the batteries. So it's basically doing double duty. And of course, it's also a relatively small engine, 1.8 liters, which is small in a mid-sized car, and the Prius is a mid-sized car. So it works hard. And while the gas mileage is by no means terrible on the highway, I find that typically at around 70 miles an hour or so, which is commonly the flow of traffic today on the highway, the mileage will be in the high 30s, low 40s, which is still very good. But the fact is, you can get a number of conventional cars today that get about the same gas mileage on the highway, maybe a little less, but not a whole lot less. And here's the thing. You probably been observing or watching the news and have noticed that gas prices have really gone down lately. In my area here in Southwest Virginia, gas is now about $2.60 a gallon, so it's about $1 down from where it was last year. And that makes it harder to justify buying a hybrid, and not just the Prius, but any hybrid, because with one exception, Lincoln sells one version of its hybrid. Well, I forget the model, but one of the hybrid Lincolns is the same as the conventional car. But other hybrids, you pay a price premium to get the hybrid powertrain, and relative to an otherwise similar non-hybrid car, it's typically a couple $1,000s more, about $2,000-3,000 more is the typical average. Kind of hard to justify paying that when it will take you that much longer to make up what you pay up front in down the road fuel savings when gas is inexpensive again. Now, who knows whether it will stay that way, but if it does, it's going to have a very, very interesting effect, I think, on hybrid vehicle sales. Meanwhile, back to this car. This again is the final year for this generation of the Prius. So if you like this generation of the Prius, you might want to go shopping for one now before the 2016 start to get here. And there's also another factor to consider. When the 2016s get here, of course, they're apt to be very popular. They're going to get better gas mileage. Toyota will probably be able to sell every single one of them at full MSRP sticker price, plus a profit. While it's always been hard to haggle on a Prius because these models are very popular, odds are that you'd be able to get a better deal on one of these remaining 2015s than on the forthcoming 2016s. The 2015s are probably, well, the 2016 is almost certainly going to cost more in the first place, and in the second place, your opportunity to haggle is going to be a lot less. Anyway, the full review is up now at epautos.com. Hope you stop by, take a look, and take a read, and leave your comments pro or con, and we'll catch up with you next time.